Hello, and welcome to the Motivated to Marry show with relationship expert Amy Schoen. I'm your host, Carrie Roldan. The goal of the Motivated to Marry show is to help marriage-minded singles to find their lasting love partner and give them the tools to solidify that relationship, leading them to a marriage and family life if that is their goal. Today, we're going to be talking about non-negotiables and must-haves and deal breakers. So let's get started. All right, you guys, welcome to the Motivated to Marry show with, of course, relationship expert Amy Schoen. So, Amy, let's get right into it. And my big question for today is that in your book and coaching program, Motivated to Marry, you share the most common non-negotiables and must-haves in a relationship. Can you share those with our audience today?
Sure. I'm all about setting some boundaries and really being clear and having a focused approach to dating. And one of the exercises we do is to talk about your deal breakers. Like, what would you walk away from a relationship about? And to really be clear about that. So when you see that up front, you're going to say, this is not for me. But also to have your must-haves and just the things that you think that are important for you. I have a funny example because this is a kind of an innocuous one, so I can share this one. So I have a cat, and I love my cat. I mean, that cat got me through my divorce. I was not giving up that cat. So that was an issue when I was dating. There are men who were allergic to cats, of course, men who didn't like cats. And so I developed the cat test. And so I actually gauged a guy's reaction to my cat. I was very fortunate. The one that I had at the time, Tabitha, she was a very sweet cat. You could plop her on the couch, and then I would watch to see how the guys reacted when he saw the cat. And so it was really funny. Some guys would walk in and say, oh, you have a cat. And so I'm like, this is not going to work. Another time a guy would come in, oh, you have a cat. And would walk over and pat the head. And okay, there's potential there, right? Well, my husband came in, Alan came in, and he goes, oh, you have a cat? He walked right up to her and picked her up. I'm like, I think that guy's a keeper. So anyway, that was one of my, that was actually, a have to have. So that wasn't a would like to have. But I know I have clients who, the pet issue is one that they either they like pets or they would be willing to live with pets and things like that. So that's not a big deal. But some people, it has to do about where they live. Do they want to live in the city? Do they want to live out in the country? Oh, I'd never live in the suburbs. There's just so many different deal breakers that I share with you in the Motivated to Marry dating coaching program. And, one more that I have is, sometimes how you live is very important. You have your messy people and your neat people. And I'm an entrepreneur. I'm very artistic and creative, and I call it creative clutter. But I know that sometimes guys would come in and they would say, oh, I could not live this woman. So those are some of the things that really kind of you have to look out for. Can you live with someone? Are your habits compatible? And that's something that you need to think about.
And this is actually, Amy, leading me to a bit of a follow-up question about this idea of non-negotiables and must-haves in terms of things that within ourselves. So, for instance, where I can negotiate with myself, right? Say I've always been a messy person. Am I willing to clean up to be with someone who's a neat freak? Or is that really a non-negotiable for me? And so I guess what you've got me doing is thinking a little bit about what really are my non-negotiables. And I'm guessing that in your program or with working with you, that you are taking people through a process where they get very clear on what things are absolutely non-negotiables and what things are, I guess more negotiable.
Yeah, would like to have. Yeah, for instance, dancing. I love to dance. And was that a deal breaker? No, my husband doesn't really dance. He tried dance lessons. He doesn't remember any steps. He'll go with me, but And so I had to choose, what's really important. And then really kind of looking at that. Like I had a client, Allison, and she said when she ended up with the guy that she ended up marrying, and you can see Allison on my website, she said he was nothing like who she imagined and everything that she imagined. And so she felt that this exercise really helped her weed through people quickly, as well as the values exercises that I do with my clients. And also we have to have the same life goals, as I mentioned before. So when you put all that together, you get a real clear sense of who you need to be in relationship with and who's the right partner for you.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like even just it would get me so clear on who I am, right? Like in order to attract that right person, I need to be really clear on who it is that I am. And it sounds like going through your process is absolutely going to do that.
People say they feel more confident in themselves because they can say no to people who are nice but not appropriate. And you're not wasting your time with the wrong people.
Oh, I love it so much, Amy, and I want to close up shop for today, but in case you guys missed it, you can head on over to Amy's website, which is motivatedtomarry.com. You can see she mentioned Allison. You can see Allison's story, but you can also get Amy's 7-day e-course, which is 7 simple steps to finding your true love partner. She's mentioned on previous episodes that it only takes 2 minutes a day, and it could absolutely change the way that you are putting yourself out there in the world. So on that note, you guys, thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.